generated within our campus are converted into a useful organic nutrient-rich manure that is in solid waste landfill space has gone down. So this is one of the efficient solid waste management.
Dr. Pandya, if we could have just 4 more minutes, so campus. We can stop at 8:50. Maybe we can stop in 4 minutes. Yeah, within 4 minutes we can stop. Yeah, so that you can finalize your speech.
Yes. Is it audible now?
Yeah. But can you stop within 4 minutes?
Okay.
We have 4 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Only 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just I will finish. Okay. Now.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. We have a high-tech sewage treatment plant for the treatment of liquid waste, through which the liquid waste are being collected and they are recycled and they are reutilized for so many purposes. Say, using the dual pipeline system, the treated water, that is the recycled water, is used for flushing and in sprinklers to flourish the green cover of the campus and to irrigate the vegetation like coconut groves also. So that type of recycling technique we have. So all the wastewater, sewage water, which is being generated within the campus, hostel, canteen, everything that is recycled and it is properly utilized. Similarly, regarding the biomedical waste management, we have signed an MOU through which this type of biomedical and chemical waste are disposed, and that too through an agency authorized by Government of India. So this type of disposable mechanism helps our campus to be very clean and safe. Now, regarding the conclusion aspect, now this 3Rs waste management is the best solution to the ever-increasing environmental, health, and economic issues caused by increased wastage and pollution. So, practicing the 3Rs of waste management conserves the environment and allows to reap the numerous benefits of going green. It is the responsibility of every higher educational institution to follow the UN SDGs to minimize global warming, thus protecting the environment from climate change, which is the need of the hour, by way of reducing the waste, reusing and recycling. A clean, pollution-free and sustainable environment can be created, and the entire climate change can also be prevented. So we can protect the earth from all the adverse effects by way of these effective 3Rs for waste management. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Dr. Pandya Rajan. Thank you.
Yes.
So we shall wait for the questions until the end of the session, because we're running out of time. So can I call upon the second speaker, Technologist Murugan Krishnan, representative of Rector Polytechnic of Mersing, Malaysia, on the topic of practice on waste to fertilizer at Polytechnic of Mersing, Malaysia. Okay, T.S. Murugan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, over to you. If you have any slides.
Okay, I just want to confirm how much time to given to me to do this presentation.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll share my slide.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you all see my slide?
It's coming. Yeah. You can see it. Best practice waste to fertilizer.
Okay. Good evening to all of you. Selamat sejahtera. Salam satu Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia. lecturers from Polytechnic Mersing. I'm the technologist Murugan Krishnan. So the topic I'm going to share with you, the best practice waste to fertilizer in Polytechnic Mersing. Okay, actually we have a green poly green team in my campus in Polytechnic Mersing. This is my campus located over the hill. It's a very beautiful campus surrounded by the hill and the trees. Okay, in our campus, we are doing the practicing towards carbon-free campus. PMJ stands for Polytechnic Mersing Johor. Okay, we have a lot of activity we conducted using my students and staff to greening my campus. So some of the activity called as a recycle program, zero waste management, carbon-free day, energy saving, tree planting. There is a lot of activity we are conducting in order to try to make our campus a green campus. And most of the activities conducted by my students and my team, they are from eco-friendly club. And we are in Polytechnic Mersing campus, we have a lot of green project we call as an agro project, where we are using the high-tech technology to do these activities. Some sort of, we are using IoT technology to activate the irrigation system, all the electrical devices just by using handphone only. Okay, we have students from eco-friendly. They make their own, they have their activity, they make their own trolley, and this trolley they will locate it to the cafeteria and they will collect all this food waste from the cafeteria, from the canteen, and also from the residents' home. They're collecting and put in some place, and we make all this waste food decompose, make as a fertilizer. So these decomposed items will become a liquid within 4 to 5 weeks. Then after that, we use this fertilizer, liquid type, mix up with the water we use for the agriculture project in campus. Okay, this is, we have a activity, a mega activity we call, we have a competition where the student, group of the students, they're making competition for produce organic fertilizer in campus. Okay, this is the activity they conduct in the campus. And this is vegetables are planted in our campus. And this is the result we got. Okay, second is we have a tree planting campus activity where the students do a lot of tree planting activity and a landscape project. So we have a landscape maintenance where they're cutting the grass in all the leaves we collect, we keep collected in one place, and we make this waste as a fertilizer. We decompose, mixing with the soil, and we put, okay, after 2 to 3 months, it become a fertilizer. And these are the trees we are using our own fertilizer. This is, we have a lot of activity, a tree planting program. So we normally use our own fertilizer to use for this tree planting activity. So that is almost my campus activity. Whatever question, anything I can share with you, you can ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murugan. Very inspiring to see the activities. So those who have questions, you can type in the chat box. We can go over the questions at the end of the session. So can we invite the third speaker now? Third speaker is, sorry, I'm looking at the list. Third speaker is Dr. Isaias de la Rosa Gomez, representative of Rector, Instituto Tecnológico de Toluca. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, in Mexico. So the title of the presentation will be Use of Solid Waste at Instituto Tecnológico de Toluca. So we'd like to hear how is it being implemented in Mexico. Over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, hi. I'm a co-worker of the doctor. He is ill. He can't speak
Ah,
right now.
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, no
I have a
worries.
question about the presentation. We don't have the presentation of PPT, but we sent a video. I don't know if we can share that with you all, or I can do the
Yes.
presentation because, well, I know the complete process. So I don't know what suits you better.
So you have the slides?
I have the video that we sent to the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you can share the video.
Okay, and then I
Yeah.
will share the video.
You have to click share screen. Okay, yeah. It is coming.
Just let me
yes.
put the audio.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see it's on YouTube, right?
With the worldwide generation of greenhouse
we can see it.
gases. Of such gases, the equivalent of 2.2 metric tons per day was caused by not processed urban solid waste of the Technological Institute of Toluca. The waste is composed primarily by organic material, plastic bottles, and food packaging. The objective is to support the commitment of the federal government to reduce greenhouse gases by 22% through the comprehensive management of urban solid waste and meet the objective of not increasing the temperature of Earth's atmosphere by more than 1/2 Celsius contemplated in the 2030 Agenda of the United Nations. The Technological Institute of Toluca has created an administrative structure to face the diverse branches of the issue. These branches are water, energy, dangerous waste, and urban solid waste. The management of the urban solid waste is carried out by the Institutional Environmental Program, also called PI by its Spanish acronym. The PI is structured like the diagram shows. At the top, there is a senior management, followed by the coordinator of the PI, aided directly by the administrative assistant and social service students. The PI contemplates two types of programs, internal and external ones. The internal programs consist in environmental education, paper temporary stock, PET temporary stock, organic solid waste composting, Green Point. The external programs are Nevado de Toluca, Sierra Morelos Park, alkaline battery storage, municipal solid waste mitigation. The whole philosophy behind the disposing of solid waste follow the rules of the 4 R's: re-educate, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Re-educate the people inside and outside the institution about proper waste management culture and methods to accomplish the effective reduction of the waste produced. Reduce, urging people to diminish the amount of consumption of useless materials that end up piling on landfills and to consider change their consumption habits in order to choose the more environmental friendly options. Reuse, to find a second life to already used items that may not be suitable to fulfill their primary use or the use they were made for, but to use creativity to handcraft some other products that use materials that otherwise would end up as waste. This saves energy consumption because it is a step between the primary use of an object and its final destination, which ideally is recycling. Recycling is basically using industrial techniques to transform products back to raw material ready to be used to manufacture something else. Environmental education involves giving lectures to people from all academic levels and ages, the younger the better, since at those ages they can absorb better the message and early develop an environmental culture that will grow through the years. To aid the diffusion of the environmental culture, a group of social service students developed the Interesatech magazine, which contains environmental articles, general interest texts, and reuse or recycle techniques to adopt in daily life. The magazine is printed out in reused bond paper and it's distributed on certain points inside the institution and outside in environment-related events. The magazine is distributed via e-magazine online as well. All around the institute, the PI have batteries of containers properly labeled so the personnel, alumni, and anyone else can put their waste in the proper container. Those containers were divided as follows: white ribbon container for paper and cardboard, black ribbon container for metal and glass, red ribbon container for organic waste, blue ribbon container for general waste, yellow ribbon container for PET and HDPE. After the adoption of new normative, the batteries of containers were reduced to only 4 containers per battery, which facilitates the relocation and classification of residues. The new color codes are yellow ribbon for paper, cardboard, and stationery-related waste, blue ribbon for PET, HDPE, Tetra Pak, and other recyclable plastics, green ribbon for organic waste, wood, leaves, and food waste, black ribbon for non-recyclable inorganic waste, expanded polystyrene food trays, cellophane, mirrors, ceramic, metallized food packaging plastics, and so on. The organic solid waste collected is then processed at the composting site. First, the waste is air and sun-dried, then is chopped up using a chipper shredder. After being chopped, the residue is treated along with biosolid using a novel compost method which fully composts organic matter in less than a month. The compost produced is used to fertilize the green areas of the institution, and it is given free to the public at environmental-related events, locally and nationally. The material that is susceptible to have a second use is transported to the reuse workshop. There the students classify and process the diverse materials. The most reused material is bond paper sheets. The paper is classified by its quality, faces used, and color. All the paper
Sorry, Dr. Gomez, do you know how long left?
Excuse me?
How many minutes left? 4 minutes left, right, of the video.
Right.
I'm so sorry, I have to stop you here because we have to leave. I mean, the session will end automatically at 9:10, yeah, in 7 minutes time. So I'm so sorry, I have to stop you there because we need to hear from the last speaker.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, thanks a lot. So for everyone else, you can watch the video on the video link here on YouTube, so that you can always watch it over and over again, and you can contact Dr. Gomez for more questions and information. So thank you, Dr. Gomez.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry about that. So can I call upon the last speaker, last but not least, Prof. Dr. Yüksel Arda, representative of Rector Ondokus Mayıs University, Turkey, on the climate change, adaptation, and integrated waste management in the time of pandemic in Ondokus Mayıs University. Over to you, Prof.
Hi, I'm here. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be in a group that is sensitive to nature and has high awareness and can take action with respect to everyone from 19 Mayıs University, the city of Samsun, located in the Black Sea, from Turkey. Many thanks to Indonesia, my dear college Sabrina, and host Malaysia, and chairwoman Pinti. I would like to talk about my university. Samsun 19 Mayıs University is an established state.
Prof. Ardali, sorry to interrupt. Do you have any slides with you? Because we couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, go on then.
Okay, thank you. 19 Mayıs University is an established state university founded in 1975 in order to make a contribution and bring a new breath to the Black Sea region of economic, cultural, and social life. Founded as a regional university and leaving behind 42 years in line with its mission, adopting universal values to bring about innovation to the benefit of individuals and society. It is one of the strongest research and teaching institutions in the country. With great nature, ponds offering a unique natural landscape, Krupelit Campus Center, 8,800 acres. It turns out progressively from the Black Sea shore, watching the blue infinity of the hill. And there are a lot of parts in the different section in the city, 19 Mayıs University. And I want to say our university provides education to 60,000 students within the scope of associate, undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs, while the number of academic staff working at 19 Mayıs University, 2,500, and the number of administration staff is 1,600. I want to say this number because in the later I said the carbon feed, carbon print, and then pandemic, climate change, and waste management are problems for the entire planet. It's global in that it results from the greenhouse gas emissions produced all over the world. Likewise, its effects are felt in all parts of the world. COVID-19 is in principle a cross-border problem because it originates in one or more regions and can quickly spread across the planet and moving from an epidemic to a pandemic. The principles of integrated waste management are based on waste prevention, waste reduction, reuse, recycling, energy recovery, and disposal. Furthermore, an integrated waste management system should have the following attributes. The system must be holistic. It should be create economic value. It must be flexible and suitable to regional planning. During the pandemic, the hospital in our university became a pandemic hospital. Medical waste management, which is very well managed in our already existing university, has also been carried out more meticulously with success. Medical waste such as masks, gloves, and other personal hygiene materials of our university employees were also collected in separate closed containers in each unit and disposed as medical waste. Waste data were also taken for the 2020 period as the amounts recorded within the scope of the Zero Waste project carried out are by my university. With the collected data and the second part, the change in waste types and amounts will be mentioned in addition to the carbon footprint calculation with the effect of the pandemic process experienced by with the 2020. Within the scope and limits determined by the university. The amount of waste per person as students and faculty members of the waste originating from the units of university was also calculated. And then considering that data obtained from 13 different units of the university, a decrease was observed in the amount of waste as in the consumption data, because we did the minimization studies in our university according to the zero waste project. And then in parallel with the decrease in resource use and consumption, a certain amount of waste has decreased. In addition to the harmonization of integrated waste management and transfer mechanism in our university, we will plant carbon capture gardens, and they have been designed to be implemented in our university. It is observed that the consumption for heating purposes, natural gas, fuel oil, decreases every year between 2018 and 2020. In addition, the reduction in electricity, water consumption, and waste generation draws attention. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot, Prof, for sharing the initiatives in your university. So we can see that how sustainable campus can be achieved through this living lab concept. We implement it in our university, in our campus, and we can gain directly from a reduction of costs, especially in terms of electricity, and then a more sustainable living can be implemented among the staff as well as the students. I think we are
with the framework of sustainable university policy, Onyx-based university has adopted continuous improvements as a leading educational institution that aims to achieve international goals, focus on recognition and prestige in the fields of education, scientific research, and social work, environmental awareness, and sustainability. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, mental awareness. Yeah, a very important topic now during the pandemic. So I think we have to prepare to leave the room for the main room. Is it okay if we take a group photo? Can everyone turn on the video so that I can take a shot and then we can record this? Okay,
I'm
turn on
going to
your
try
video.
to turn on the camera. We are having technical issues. Sometimes it works.
Oh, really? It's okay. It's okay if you couldn't turn on your video. That's fine. Don't worry. Okay. Look at the camera, and then we can smile and say sustainability or something. 1, 2, 3. Sustainability. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think we can leave the room, so we will go directly to the main room. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining this session.
Hello for everybody. Hope you are all well. In the following block, we have now the discussion of the session 4C. I also would like to welcome my co-chair, Dr. Hector Perez Montesino. And I also would like to welcome the speakers, Dr. Muhammad Hena Dakstajid, representative of Rector, and Professor Dr. Saad Mena, the Vazik University, Iraq, Professor Gracia Germand, the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia in Italy, and Ms. Samantha Fay, Dublin City University in Ireland. I would like to welcome everybody. And I also would like you, please, our speakers, have up to 4 minutes each one to make a summary of the presentation you have already sent us, and it's recorded in the YouTube video. I hope everybody could watch it before and see it in more details. Now you are going to present us a short summary and the main aspects. I will control the time. And afterwards, we have a few more minutes for questions for the speakers. First of all, Dr. Hector, are you there? Do you want to give us a hello? Always a challenge to work with all these online connections. So, okay. So I will call first Dr. Mohammad Hena Dakshi. Are you there? You're welcome. Okay. Dr. Hector couldn't attend today the discussion. He had some problems. Please, Dr. Mohammad Hena. You're welcome. So, it's always really a challenge. And I suggest so we move on for the next speaker, and then when Dr. Mohammad is ready, I think you can also bring your message.
Yes, so sorry, can I interrupt? This is Samantha Fahy. I was chairing a session yesterday, and sometimes the speakers get mixed up in different rooms. And so it's easy to keep going, and they'll come in when they figure out that they're not in the right room where they are at the moment.
You are right. The same happened to me. I can really understand what you are saying. Well, okay. So I will invite the next speaker, Professor Saad Nima Hadvi. I think I pronounced it not that wrong, the name, sorry. From Vazik University in Iraq. Are you there? So let's keep moving, huh? Okay. Professor Grazia Germand, University of Modena in Italy.
Yes, hello to everyone. I'm not Professor Grazia Germandi, but I'm her collaborator, and I'm here because she cannot attend the meeting today. So I'm here to present instead of her our work. Okay.
You're welcome, Francesca.
Okay. So I start with my 4 minutes presentation. I'm here to present you a new teaching in the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. That's called the Transversal Skills on Sustainability. We think about this teaching this year because the COVID-19 pandemic situation has changed several aspects in our university life. We learn this new tool that is distance learning. And so we think, why don't try a benefit with this new tool and create a new teaching that could be for all the students of the university and that they can attend when they want because of streaming, registration, and so on. So we think about this new teaching. This teaching is on soft skills on sustainability that are different from the skill that a student can acquire in its own course of study. So we want to provide students a kind of overview of sustainability in its many aspects, with a particular reference to the Sustainable Development Goals, the 2030 Agenda, Green Deal, and so on. So this was the background. We started this course in March 2021. This course is open to all the students of the university of any degrees, and there is no prerequisites. So everyone can attend this course. This course is structured in this way. We have a first lesson that is mandatory for all the students. And this lesson is focused on the general concept of sustainability, the Paris Agreement, the 17 SDGs, and the situation in Italy, because we want also to put a focus and say, okay, Italy is like this, following sustainability. And then we have that each Unimore department offer a module that is based on its own competence. So each department offers a thematic module that regards sustainability in its own field of study and research. So these modules ranges from, for example, engineering issues with renewable energies, waste, air quality. Then we have economics and sustainable finance. But we also have modules about, for example, chemistry, legal fields, medical sustainability, and so on. The student must choose 3 of these modules. Then they have to attend the lesson and pass an exam. Today we have currently 971 students that attend this course for the academic year 2020-2021. And we have students that follow the course to get the credits, but also other students that follow this course just for personal interest because they want to know something more about these topics. We have a lot of students from engineering department. I don't know why, but and we also have some students that came from department like medicine or surgery. So that are really courses a little bit far away from sustainability topics because they are really focused on medical arguments. This course satisfied for this year both us like organizers and both the students. We have a lot of comments very positive from students that attend the course. We had surely some problem related to the organization and, for example, to the streaming platform, because it was the first time, the inclusion of credits in university career. But these problems have all been solved and will surely serve to improve the course next year. For the next academic year, 2021-2022, we will deliver this course in March 2022, similarly to previous year. So, thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. We will open for discussion after all the presentations. Thank you. Please, Ms. Samantha Faye from the Dublin City University.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you very much to the conference organizers for the invitation to speak here today. I guess compared to Francesca's very excellent presentation, I had looked at it on the video as well, and her summary, my presentation and the paper that we've written is a broader perspective of the university and what we're doing with relation to sustainability. So we are looking at, in this climate and biodiversity emergency, so Ireland has declared a biodiversity and climate emergency. We're looking at what the role of us as a higher education institution is in that. We, of course, must educate our graduates, and we must educate them, we believe, in an understanding so that all graduates understand environmental sustainability, so the impacts that humans are having on our environment and on our biodiversity. But as well, we must ensure that we are building into them the competencies that they will need to address the challenges that they face. So whether it is systems thinking or strategic thinking or future thinking, how they envisage the future so that they can we can all work out how to get there. I mean, some of the challenges that come with that is we need to teach some of the teachers first before we can actually start teaching the graduates. We believe that sustainability must be carried through all of our research, so that our research activities that we are undertaking must be identifying sustainable or more sustainable solutions than what is out there at the moment. And we use our campus as very much a living lab to demonstrate those solutions. But I guess the next step and what we have found as we look at the scale and the urgency of changes that are needed to actually address the climate and biodiversity emergency, we feel that we're getting to a stage where we need to ensure that we need to look much broader into society and what we can do as a higher education to help society change, to make the necessary changes. And then a lot of that comes with, we don't think that it's all an individual's responsibility to make the change. We need policy and regulation and legislation to actually enable those changes to happen. So we are very much focused, at least there's programs focused on policy development. So looking at consultations with government when they bring out policy for consultation with the general public, writing back and advising them on what would be the best routes to take to ensure that we get the right policies. But I guess more than that, we're also starting to look at advocacy and activism. And so apart from being the academics sitting with all of the knowledge, that we do not feel at this stage is going to be enough. We believe that we have to actually get out there and advocate for the changes that will be necessary to be made for the just transition, so that we have a fair transition for all, and that it is the change that is needed now. It is not in 5 years' time. It is not the next generation's responsibility to change. It is our responsibility to change, and we must make those decisions now. And that's something that we're trying to ensure that our students are involved in, but equally that we bring back to our staff to be involved in. And how so for instance, an example will be, we've recently established a research centre in climate and society. So working with our academics, and how do we go out to society to ensure that society understands the changes that are needed and how those changes are going to be made. And I would welcome an open discussion on any of those questions, both coming from the paper and from the presentation I made. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samantha. We will also open for discussion afterwards. People are also bringing some questions on the chat. Mohammed, hello. I see you are right there. do you wanna also make a summary of your presentation for us? You have 4 minutes, my friend.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. That's nice.
Okay. Okay. So, good evening. I would like to uh, thank you all for this wonderful event. So, I'm gonna tell you about the education, the university education. SDG 4.3, it is mentioned that the education should be accessible to all. But the problem is that the university education is expensive, and there are some distance from the home Bangladesh, because you know that there are limited private government universities, so that the private universities are there more. But the problem of private universities are that they have the expensive, the cost is high, and the distribution is in the capital centric program, that is the knowledge-based area development. Under this program, we have that's developed by Professor Alimullah Mia, the founder vice chancellor of IWGM. So he developed a concept about promotion. There are 87,000 villages of Bangladesh, so they should be produce one graduate, and the education promotion. Another thing is that the quality, you know, that in a country and students are poor, their mathematics and English are poor. So when these students are admitted at the university, the problem is they could not avail continue. So we gave them some of the courses like English or the mathematics and other courses, or like preparatory courses, so they get absorbed in the university, they can continue. And the third thing is that we also have education financing, like education loan. So system of the Bangladesh or Bangladesh private or government banks, they actually looking for the rich person so that who can pay back the loan. But we don't do this. The poor students, but the meritorious students, they also get the loan, education financing, they could continue, and they don't need to immediately pay back. They will give, after the graduation, they give 2 years time to pay back the education. So in the COVID time, this is financing is a big problem, you know, because the students cannot afford to enroll in the university, and especially for the women students. So there's a discrimination. So we maintain it in the last 1 year for the students, and these things also help them to continue their studies. And we have covered last administrative unit of Bangladesh, except some few units. So from this discussion, we can say that if we want to fulfill the SDG 4.3, that access of higher education for the all, the university should follow a kind of model like access higher education to the rural areas, and also give them, retain the students by various courses, and finally financing education. Yes, because the university have the they have the debt, will give them the support. And I hope that using this concept, all other universities should promote higher education for the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. That was nice. Important topic also that you brought us. I will also invite Professor Saad Nami. I see that you are okay. Professor Saad, are you with us? Professor Saad. Saw your chat, but cannot hear you. Okay, so
he was asking in the chat which is his breakout room.
And I thought he would end. Yeah. Let's see. How many rooms? We get a little bit confused. So let's move on to the next step. Professor Saad, did you arrive? Okay, let's move on. So for these three presentations, I think they are very interesting. They dialogue, and there is a interesting interface between the presentations. I saw that also in the chat that there was some questions from Francesca, and I saw that you already answered that.
Yes, please, sir.
Oh, you are there.
Mr. Saad with you.
Okay, you have four minutes to make your summary. That's okay. Be welcome.
Okay, thank you. I'm sharing the paper. Okay. Yes, this is the paper. I'm sharing it. Do you see it, please?
Yes, we see it.
Okay. My paper is about the Wasat University management or Wasat University management of the educational process in accordance with the requirements of sustainable development in the light of the corona pandemic COVID-19. Yes, that is the title. The current working paper aimed to reveal the efforts of Wasat University and its management of the educational process in accordance with the requirement of sustainable development. In light of the corona pandemic COVID-19, where the university administration invested during the state of emergency all its energies and capabilities and work to facilitate the tasks which achieve the superiority of the university in experiencing the transformation experience to e-learning during the pandemic period, and the university worked gradually and comprehensively within the emergency plan that came into existence in cooperation between the board and directors, the dean, the council, and the emergency committees, and was implemented in cooperation with various authorities. The university adopts a fixed e-learning methodology that is characterized by flexibility, where teacher records the lectures in video form, whether using PowerPoint with audio recording or screen recording of lectures every week, and holding at least one interactive meeting at the same time as the lecture on the academic schedule, so the students can watch the lecture at the appropriate time for them, or the teacher holds all his lectures interactively directly within the students, provided that all the lectures are interactive at the time of the lecture according to the study schedule, and ways were provided to add solutions to raise the level of security for the content available on Zoom and on Drive. Yes. A guide was provided for using Zoom, not only for interactive meetings, but also for recording offline lectures and making them available to students on the Moodle platform. And other important guides, the team viewer program was also used to gain access to the computers of the Team Viewer program was also used to gain to access the computer of the teachers who find it difficult to deal with issues related to e-learning and explain it step by step directly. And this method was very effective. The university is now working on developing a specific mechanism to prepare for final exam process of remote during exams while maintaining the highest level of academic standards and enhancing quality in education, thus making Wasat University the pioneer in adopting the electronic exam method. It was also revealed in the working paper about the effectiveness of e-learning in the light of the spread of coronavirus from the point of view of the faculty members at Wasat University, and the researcher conducted a survey to achieve the objectives of the study. The descriptive analytical approach was relied on. The study sample consisted of 300 faculty members. Yes.
Dr. Saad?
Yes.
Dr. Saad, I think we have to finish. You already 5 minutes, and now we have more 10 minutes for final discussions.
Okay. Yes.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm ready for discussion.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So
yes.
I would like to make a short provocation for all of the four speakers concerning the culture of sustainability. All of you showed efforts of the university, also some learnings during the COVID-19 period.
Yes.
We still are learning in this process, but what I'm curious, and I would like to push you a little bit, is about when we look the culture of sustainability, there is a process of learning and getting acquainted with the concept of sustainability. But there is something that's very important, is how you change your behavior and how you contribute also in changing the society. The colleague from Dublin also showed us some efforts
yes.
from their university. So how are you measuring this change and this impact in the culture of sustainability? I mean, in how are really people implementing activities and changing their behavior? Are you measuring and monitoring this? That's the question I would like you.
Yes. Thank you. This is a good question. The teacher can achieve the effective of e-learning or the effectiveness of e-learning by using different platforms, by continuous examining or by continuous or formative assessing of the students, by asking them repeatedly questions. Also, the teacher, the researcher conducts a checklist, or let's say a tool by which he takes the teacher's opinions and directions or orientation towards e-learning from time to time. And beforehand, the researcher built a tool, or let's say perform a process by which the e-learning can be continuous, even the students are offline. So the students will not miss any lecture, and the researcher assessed the effectiveness of this e-learning or the tools of sustainability by achieving all the objectives already set.
Thank you. Francesca, would like to comment on this?
Yeah. So measuring behaviors is not so easy, and we are trying to do that with some indicator because we are doing apart from the course some activities in our university, and we are trying with some specific indicator to see if really students change their behavior after these activities. For example, we have activities regarding waste and separate waste collection, or other activities regarding mobility. So we try with some questionnaire and things like this to understand if what we teach has been not only learned but also applied. But this is a very difficult step because you can do an exam and they can know everything about the theory, but then they have to do the practice. So the best things for us is say, okay, when a student come into the university, he has to learn sustainability also from the university. So we try to implement sustainable activities and sustainable behaviors in our university, and we try to pass this behavior also to students.
Thank you. I'll also add one thing to Samantha that to comment on this, but our universities are usually very resistant for change. And I see that you are also working with the staff. So about this changing behavior, I also would like to ask you about this resistance of changing that you may face in your target group.
Yes, so I guess given the challenge that we have ahead of us, thank you very much, Chair, for just such an easy question. I think given the challenge, we have to change everybody, and everything is going to have to change, and change really significantly from where we are. So this is going to be our biggest challenge. We use, not dissimilar to Italy, several indicators. Some of them are quantitative indicators like carbon. So we will measure a full carbon footprint for the university, including scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. But then when you're going out into society, it's much more difficult to measure how you get that change out into society. And some of it is this new centre looking at climate and society and how we do upstream engagement within society before new legislation is brought in to get their opinion on what there is, or through our citizen science projects. So using citizens, the normal citizens in our communities, in our societies, to get engaged in the science so that they start to understand that this is not something being imposed upon them, that the actual challenge is something that we must all come together and we must all actually push for the changes and we must all make the changes. Part of it will be how do we envisage the future, that post-carbon future, and get people to envisage that it will be a different standard of living. It will not necessarily be a worse standard of living, but it will be different. And we must try and get people to understand what that is. And at the moment, I don't know what it is, but that is, I guess, the pathway that we have to try and follow. For the staff, yeah, it's going to be real easy to convince my engineering academics who currently tell me, there's fine, it's going to be fine, Sam, we're just going to invent new technology and it's going to fix everything and everything will be fine. Yeah, not really, because there's nothing in the technology pipeline that's down there. And so that, again, is being helped by our influence onto policy. And Ireland has just passed new legislation, climate change legislation, that is mandating an absolute reduction in carbon emission levels. And when that comes through in legislation, it helps people to understand that this is not something that is about tree hugging or is about changing this or that or other. When you actually see hard targets, then engineers go, okay, hard targets, I can actually work on hard targets and how to actually make those changes. And so it is going to be every single skill we have, every single possibility, every single discussion, every single forum, every single new program is going to have to do this. And we will be doing a review of all modules and trying to ensure that every single module includes the sustainability competencies, so that you're looking at it from a competency-built base as much as it is from trying to get the environmental sustainability education out there as well. We are in our current plan hoping to use Sully Test to do the student one, so to have Sully test them when they come in. So it's an online platform, so you can just test them and test them when they go out. But as Francesca says, it's easy to take an exam. It might not be as easy to measure their actual behavioral change. I want a big, stick and go, this is the changes we're going to make, but I'm not allowed to do that.
Thank you. That's really a challenge. I have one final question for Dr. Mohammed. You worked with inequalities in your case study that you brought us, and you also showed there is a huge difference in female and the other students and how they are accessing the university. I would like to also to ask you, I saw that there was an increase in the percentage of females among all the students, but that's still very low. And so I'm also curious to know how this is also working inside the universe to incentivize more women to come and have access in the university. It's only about financing them to come, or there is also other barriers that they may face leaving their home and coming to the university for the studies?
Okay, so thank you, Professor Tadir. Nice question. Yeah. So one of the mechanism of this program is financing. Yeah, and always the single mechanism, but that's not enough. The thing is that most of the university are urban centric, so we have more education campaign on the village. Okay, village educational campaign in the village. So we think that if like Asian countries, like they have more family centric. If one family have one grad, this is another mechanism. And the third mechanism is that like also female are also very weak in some of the preparatory courses like CT, because our secondary and primary education quality, we have 98% enrollment, but the quality in terms of poor. So the students are not capable to understand the university. So we give them some courses and additional courses. So using these three okay.
Thank you. Okay, just for curiosity, we have also in our campus some courses that we have a lower percentage of women, for example, in the engineering, computer science. So what they are doing now is that they created some specific programs focused on the students on the basic education to incentivize women to apply for these courses. Because sometimes they think, oh, it's not for me, or it's very hard. So they are incentivizing and showing how they can come, how it's important, and how they can also become leaders in this course. So it has been very interesting and giving good results on raising the number of the percentage of women coming for this course.
So
that's
one
also
thing, just one thing is that this program is United Nations University flagship project, already awarded. RC, Regional Center of Expertise of United Nations University, Education for Sustainable Development. So this program is already awarded as a flagship program.
Good. So huge challenge for bringing everybody on board. leaving nobody behind, as we say, but also to monitor and get all the chance and especially the social impacts for the medium and long term. So I would like to thank you all and congratulations for the speakers and sharing with us the nice and interesting experience. See you on the next sessions, and thank you for all.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Recording stopped.